Welcome to Mythic Showdowns, where the boundaries of time and universe collide. This is a realm where legendary heroes and villains, born from the depths of Greek mythology, Marvel, DC, and beyond, clash in a spectacle of epic proportions. A catastrophic event shook the very fabric of reality when Doomsday, a monstrous juggernaut from another universe, was accidentally transported to Earth 616 due to an interdimensional rift. This anomaly was the unintended consequence of an ambitious experiment conducted by a brilliant but overreaching scientist. The creature's arrival was anything but subtle. Doomsday crashed into the heart of New York City, sending tremors rippling through the ground and toppling skyscrapers like dominoes. The city was thrown into chaos, with terrified civilians scrambling for safety and emergency services, overwhelmed by the sheer scale of destruction. The Avengers, monitoring the catastrophe from their headquarters, knew immediate action was required. Among their roster of extraordinary individuals, one name stood out as the only viable option. Against such an apocalyptic threat, Bruce Banner. Banner, initially hesitant, understood the stakes. "This thing's not going to stop," he muttered, his voice tinged with resignation. Taking a deep breath, he let go of his human facade, unleashing the primal force of the Hulk. The transformation was swift and violent, the roar of the Hulk reverberating across the city as he launched himself toward the epicenter of the chaos. The first encounter between these two titans was nothing short of cataclysmic. Hulk landed amidst the rubble, his towering figure radiating raw power and anger. Across the devastated street stood Doomsday, a living weapon of destruction, his body bristling with spiked armor and his glowing eyes exuding unrelenting rage. For a moment, the world seemed to hold its breath as these colossal beings sized each other up. Hulk, never one to back down, growled, "You big, ugly brute, this is my city." With a thunderous leap, he charged at Doomsday, fists raised and ready to strike. The impact of their collision sent a shockwave rippling outward, shattering windows for miles and toppling what few structures remained standing. Hulk's initial strike landed with the force of an earthquake, but Doomsday absorbed the blow and retaliated with a bone-shattering punch that sent the green. Giant, sprawling, Hulk recovered quickly, roaring with rage, his strength visibly increasing as his anger grew. The two engaged in a brutal exchange of blows, each hit carving craters into the earth beneath them. As the battle progressed, it became evident that these two were evenly matched in sheer physicality. Hulk's strength was fueled by his bottomless rage, growing exponentially with every passing moment. However, Doomsday's unique ability to adapt to any form of attack made him an unrelenting adversary. When Hulk delivered a devastating punch that would have felled most foes, Doomsday's body adapted, his armor becoming even more impenetrable. The struggle reached a fever pitch, with the Avengers helplessly observing from a distance, unable to intervene without causing further destruction. Despite Hulk's increasing power...
Are you watching without subscribing?
Doomsday's adaptations began to tip the scales. Recognizing this, Hulk decided to change tactics. Using his immense strength, he grabbed Doomsday and hurled him into the Hudson River, hoping the water would slow him down. The strategy seemed effective at first, but the monstrous adversary emerged moments later, his body now equipped with gills and webbed appendages, his movements in the water as swift as on land. Hulk's frustration grew, his roars echoing across the city as he prepared for another round. Realizing that brute force alone wouldn't suffice, Hulk tapped into the tactical mind of Bruce Banner buried within him. He led Doomsday to an abandoned power plant on the city's outskirts, formulating a plan to exploit the environment. The monstrous creature followed, smashing through walls and machinery with reckless abandon. Once inside, Hulk tore through the facility, exposing high-voltage electrical wires. Grabbing the live cables, he delivered a massive surge of electricity directly into Doomsday. The monstrous roars of pain suggested the plan had some effect, but the victory was short-lived. Doomsday adapted once more, his body becoming resistant to electrical attacks. The prolonged battle left widespread destruction in its wake. Buildings crumbled, streets were torn asunder, and the lives of countless civilians hung in the balance. Amid the chaos, Hulk's attention shifted momentarily to the people trapped under rubble. With surprising gentleness for a being of his size, he began lifting debris and freeing those in danger. The gratitude in their eyes fueled his resolve. But the momentary distraction allowed Doomsday to launch a devastating surprise attack. The blow sent Hulk flying through multiple buildings, but as always, the indomitable green giant rose again, his fury reaching new heights. The clash of wills between these two titans intensified. Hulk's raw power grew uncontrollably, while Doomsday's calculated evolution made him an increasingly difficult opponent. Hulk's body bore the scars of the battle, his healing factor working overtime to keep him in the fight. For the first time in his existence, the Hulk began to feel the strain of an opponent who could match and perhaps exceed his own resilience. Yet Hulk's determination only grew stronger. Every punch he landed shook the ground for miles, and every roar echoed with unyielding defiance. As the fight dragged on, Hulk turned his focus to the environment. Using it as an extension of his strategy, he led Doomsday to a precarious area where the ground was unstable, carefully orchestrating his movements to exploit the terrain. Using his immense strength, Hulk triggered an earthquake, causing the ground beneath Doomsday to collapse into a massive crater. For a moment, it seemed as though the battle might be over, but the monster clawed his way out, more feral and dangerous than ever. The turning point came when Hulk began to merge his primal instincts with Banner's intellect. As the scientist's voice echoed in his mind, Hulk found a new clarity, channeling his rage with precision rather than blind fury. He manipulated Doomsday's movements with calculated strikes, driving the creature into a trap of his own making. The ground beneath them gave way, plunging Doomsday into a chasm. Hulk seized the opportunity to deliver a relentless barrage of punches, each one fueled by the combined strength of his anger and determination. The earth shook with every strike, the sheer force of his blows overwhelming even Doomsday's adaptive capabilities. Finally, with a thunderous roar, Hulk landed a decisive punch that rendered his opponent unconscious. The battlefield grew silent as the dust settled, leaving only the battered but victorious Hulk standing tall. In the aftermath, the Avengers arrived to secure the area and transport Doomsday's inert form to a secure location. Hulk, bruised but unbroken, surveyed the devastation around him. The cheers of the civilians he had saved brought a rare moment of calm to his stormy demeanor. As Bruce Banner re-emerged, he reflected on the cost of the battle and the resilience it had taken to prevail. Back in the Avengers laboratory, Banner studied Doomsday's physiology, warning his team that the creature might regenerate and return even stronger. Despite the uncertainty, one thing was clear: Hulk would be ready. Gazing at the city skyline, the green giant growled, "If that thing comes back, Hulk will smash it again." The story ends with a message of perseverance and hope, showing that even in the face of seemingly invincible foes, resilience and determination can triumph.